I want to go back a little bit and talk about where your love of acting came from. Because I know we talked about it's because it seems like it's something you've known for a long time.
Yeah.
So where was the seed planted? Like, hey, I want to be an actor. I want to be on the stage. I want to be on the screen. Where did that come from?
Yeah. I feel like it's been like a progressive journey, and then one day it happened to me.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, when I talk about and for me, like my acting career and this education thing, they just go hand in hand. Going back to school again in elementary school when I wrote that book, Answer My Pants, in like 3rd grade, that was the first time where I ever got any kind of praise or notoriety for something that I created, something that I wrote. Just to think back now what it meant for a third grader to see his teachers, my teacher going crazy about this, something that I wrote as a class assignment, and then she's passing it around to other teachers. So I'm like this little kid in elementary school. I'm going to the Mather in Dorchester, and I'm just walking through hallways, and other teachers are coming up to me saying, "I loved your book. Great job. You should write another one." And I'm just like, whoa. I'm just like this little kid walking around. And then that happened then. And then in 5th grade in that same school, another assignment in class, a poetry assignment. I did the work, and the teacher's like, we was talking about alliteration. Teacher's like, Stephen, you did an excellent job. That's a great poem. I want you to stand up and read it. Now, I'm known for like cracking jokes and doing other things because I had all this energy and stuff going on. And so I stand up, I did this poem, again, like notoriety for something that I created, and it just made me think, and it also felt good to me. Both of those things felt like a release to me. And I was able to like clock that in a strange way as a kid. And then when I got to high school, now I'm like 14, I'm in high school, and I have theater class assigned to me. So I'm in a theater class, and everything that we're doing is just feeling good in my soul. Every improv workshop, every little scene that we have to do, it just felt like a lot less disconnected or spaced out than I usually am, right? And then so that's kind of what made me feel like, okay, I like this. And then one day I was at the Dudley Library and I seen a flyer for this youth program, a youth drama program with the City Performing Arts Center, it used to be called, down by Tremont Street downtown. Right. I joined this program with a bunch of youth, and we signed up for the summer. And that whole summer, we're just learning from these theater professionals. I mean, one guy who taught us is in England right now, putting up Shakespeare plays. So we were really around some theater professionals, and that's why I met a lot of those Black mentors that I have to this day. And so, but we did that program all summer. I did it for 2 summers, but they really taught us like acting, and really gave that to us at like 14, 15, 16 years old. And so like that, from there, it was kind of, rest was history.
Gotcha. So it sounds like just throughout your life, you kept doing these little things that reinforce essentially your interest, which eventually became your love for acting, right? So I'm
yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. So, it's funny because I feel like you're fortunate in a sense of like a lot of people don't get to figure stuff like that out that early. You know what I mean?
Right.
I feel like you have to wait till like you're done with college or you're fucking having a midlife crisis, and then you're like, oh, what I really want to do is go, travel the world or whatever.
Right.
So I love to hear stories like that, because I'm one of those people, like I know what I want to do now in terms of like business and just like the lifestyle I want. But growing up, I always, like, looking back, it's funny. Recently, I was talking to one of my friends, and I was telling her, like, looking back, I realized every dream or idea I've had as a kid, all the way through, like, growing up and even through high school, was for status or the appearance of success.
Right.
You know what I mean? It wasn't something that, like, I remember the first career, as a kid, they're like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I remember always saying I want to be a meteorologist. Because one, meteorologist sounds fucking fire. It sounds cool.
Right.
And two, I see the dudes on the suit on the fucking TV pointing at the clouds and shit. I thought that shit was fire. But growing up, I don't give a fuck about the weather, bro. Like, I care about the environment, but I don't care about the weather. You know what I mean?
Right. It's not a true passion, like, from the inside.
Exactly.
But it looks fire.
Exactly. And thinking back now, like, in a perfect world, dude, I'll probably go coach soccer. It's that simple. Because
Right,
that's
right.
that's what I really
I
love.
feel you.
You know what I mean? So yeah. All right. So let's move away from the screen, away from the stage. Do you have any interest or pursuit in behind the camera, directing, all that stuff?
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Yeah, directing. That's a funny you mentioned that one because
Uh-huh.
that's another fear of mine. I used to think I don't want to direct. I just want to write or I just want to act. But I do have
Mm,
passion for directing. I do have thoughts of directing. But I'm pursuing poetry. I'm a spoken word poet also, and
okay.
and playwriting. I want to I wrote a couple plays. One I wrote myself and produced it myself, like towards the tail end of COVID at a
Mm-hmm.
museum. It was about a black war hero from like the Revolutionary War time, and
Mm-hmm.
who lived in like Taunton around that area. I
Oh,
wrote a play
really?
about him. We performed at a museum. The town knows a lot about him. His name is Toby Gilmore. And so I put on the Toby Gilmore story. It was the first play that I wrote and produced. But I want to continue to write plays, and there's stories that I want to tell, even if I'm not on stage as the actor telling them. I think
Right.
so. Yeah, definitely have a passion for playwriting, and I'll probably turn to screenwriting.